Got Hermione hair going today. Love it. Hi guys, it's MJ again, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about poetry. Yay, poetry! The poem that we're going to be talking about today is by Billy Collins, and it is called Man in Space. Before we get started though, I did sort of want to touch on a little bit of what I wanted to talk about with this poem, and that is universal themes. Universal themes are really what make writing so successful in the first place. At least that's how I feel about writing. Universal theme is something that someone, no matter their culture, politics, socioeconomic status, age, whatever, they can sort of relate to and understand. Some of the universal themes that you can see in specific works of literature are things like death, birth, marriage, coming of age, loss of innocence, pain, joy, sorrow. Basically, it's something that human beings as a whole sort of understand and acknowledge. So, like we could say a theme of Moby Dick could be, vengeance. And that would be sort of a universal theme because everyone has sort of experienced these feelings. Universal themes are also more abstract than other regular themes. So, alrighty, so I'm going to read the poem and then we're going to discuss a little bit about the themes. And hopefully I won't drift too far into the realm of metaphors, because I feel like metaphors and themes sort of overlap, and they figure into a greater part of what the poem is actually about. But we will see how I can do this. Yay! Billy Collins, Man in Space. All you have to do is listen to the way a man sometimes talks to his wife at a table of people, and notice how intent he is on making his point, even though her lower lip is beginning to quiver. And you will know why the women in science fiction movies who inhabit a planet of their own are not pictured making a salad or reading a magazine when the men from Earth arrive in their rockets. Why they are always standing in a semicircle with their arms folded, their bare legs set apart, their breasts protected by hard metal discs. The universal themes in this are obviously science fiction. Ha, just kidding. The universal themes in this, I think, are things like marriage, love, relationships. This also has some really good visual pictures. I don't know, I like the lines. And notice how intent he is on making his point, even though her lower lip is beginning to quiver. I feel like that sort of, you can feel the dynamics of this relationship through that. And then, of course, the very last stanza, which is why they are always standing in a semicircle with their arms folded, their bare legs set apart, their breasts protected by hard metal discs. I love that. I think that is a great image, and you can really see the Amazons, like the 1950s Amazonia type women from outer space wearing their metal armor and sort of standing around and waiting for these men to come, and they're not going to take any of their shit. I love it. He's also got some really good allusion going on here. He's alluding to, he's not coming right out and saying this couple is in trouble, they're going through marital strife, but you can sort of understand how that could potentially be. I love this poem because it tells a story in and of itself. You don't have to know who these people are in order to know that maybe they're going through a hard time, or maybe, I'm going deep into metaphor here. I'm trying really hard not to. I like the 1950s cult references. I also like that it tells a very specific story about this marital couple without actually directly describing them. So he doesn't go in and say, oh, well, this couple is having trouble, and here, let me show you what this dinner party was like. He goes kind of off on a tangent. The first stanza, you're like, okay, so this is a poem about married people in trouble. And then the second stanza, you're like, wait, what? He's talking about science fiction. What's going on here? And then the third stanza really brings everything all together. I hope you enjoyed this poem today. This was kind of a little short one. I didn't want to take forever on it. I'm trying to do short poems. I don't really want to do long-winded ones because they're long to read and I'll probably mess up and say words backwards and make a fool of myself. One of these days I'm going to do Sylvia Plath, and I'm sure everyone's going to hate it, but I don't care because I love Sylvia Plath. We'll see you next week.